We're going to replace the serpentine belt on this 1.8 liter Toyota Corolla. And we're going to start by disconnecting the battery. And that's just a 10 millimeter. 10 millimeter nut on here. Bolt combo. We do that for safety on a serpentine belt. Next, this cover's got to come off. That's just for ball-headed bosses on the corners. So just jerk up on it. Now if it comes. As we take a look at the serpentine belt, which is very simple. Only 3 components being powered here. Of course, the crankshaft providing the power. Then it comes up to the alternator. Then there's an idler before it goes down and wraps around the air conditioning compressor. As I said, Toyota's done things a little bit differently. They're using the old-fashioned way of a drive belt, which is the alternator providing tension. So in a case like this, you do have to make note of the deflection on the belt. Usually 1/2 inch at the longest run of the belt, 1/2 inch of deflection. It's a general rule of thumb. But they're using this bolt here, and this bolt just needs to be loosened up, and then the tension will come off the belt. I made a little sketch of the belt path here, and the adjuster up here above the alternator. You can see right here. Just in case, it's always a good idea to have a reference here because it can be very easy to get confused on serpentine belts. Okay, I'm going to mark the threads on this adjustment bolt here so I can put this back the way it was. I may not be changing this belt. I'm going to inspect it. Okay, the first thing we have to do is loosen this locking bolt right here, and that's 12 millimeter. Okay, I'm on this 12 millimeter alternator adjustment bolt. I'm turning it counterclockwise. Okay, so now down here, see it, there's the alternator pivot bolt that has to be loosened. And so I'm going to get down there. What I have is a 14 millimeter socket, 3/8 inch, an adapter, and then a breaker bar. There, it's loose. Let me just turn this a little bit here just to break it loose, because this will allow us to pivot. See that? There, it's loose now. This will allow us to pivot this alternator. Yeah, see now it'll go. Thereby allowing us to move the alternator. Again, this bolt's turning this counterclockwise. And that should be enough. See, the tension is off the belt. I'm going to slip it off, inspect it. Oh, this is kind of a slick system, really. The tensioners can be quite a pain. I kind of like what they've done here. You do have to remove and loosen a couple of bolts, but this really isn't bad. Okay, so now I'm reaching over here and slipping it off the alternator, up from around serpentine, and off the other two. This particular car has 75,074 on it, and this belt isn't showing cracking, signs of cracking yet. As far as I know, it's original. Okay, we're going to put the belt back on. Referring again to our drawing here, I want to try to do is slip it around the crank and the AC compressor first, and then bring it up under the idler and over the alternator to finish up. Get the alternator all the way forward. I'm going to slip it down in here. And there's some room to work on this car, unlike many. You know, you can reach down in here and do it by feel. Feel whether you're on the on the items. Okay, I see. I caught it under a lip. This piece that's there. Oh, now we're back off. I had it on the wrong side of a, I think it's for timing, mark on here. It's easy with these belts to get mixed up. And there's only one way to thread. Okay, there it looks good now. Looks good coming up around the compressor, around the alternator, on the other side of the idler, and back around the air conditioning compressor. And it looks like we're fully on. Seated in the middle of all components here. Okay, everything's in place. Now we're going to, with our 12mm, tighten this adjuster up. Get the correct tension on the belt. Again, in this case, I did not replace the belt, so I'm going to go by the marks. If you had replaced the belt, just want to make sure on that longest stretch of belt you have the right amount of deflection. It's generally half an inch. You know, as you recall, I had my little marker here. No ways to go yet. It's going to tell me how to get it back exactly the way it was. I could have measured it, but it's hard to fit a ruler in here. And this is actually probably just more accurate anyway. You can see my mark on there. I am a little, I think I overshot it slightly. Okay, perfect. Okay, our long pivot bolt or through bolt down here is 14mm. Needs tightening now. Alright, and next up, this upper 12mm. Okay, it's time to put our battery back online. 10mm. And of course, snap our big and beautiful cover back on. There. All done. Thanks for watching this video.